What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by Moneyball Metrics. You know the two hosts by now that are up here. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, and next to me we have our resident guy who just does not stop winning, JD from Line Movers. JD, how are you today, my friend?
Man, I'm actually doing really well. This week has actually been going good, and the weather outside is perfect. So.
Cannot beat that little alpha news. I'm on vacation myself, little different background. I'm at the beach. So about the good weather, brother, I am all in for it. The vibes are high right now. We've both been cashing our bets. We have some great stuff to get into today. We are going to be covering 5 games as we always do. By now, you guys do know the process of what we do here. JD, it's about that time. You ready to give the people some winners?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it, brother. First game we have on the slate today is going to be the Boston Red Sox, who are traveling to Houston, taking on the Astros. Pitching for the Red Sox today is Cooper Criswell. Cooper is 5-4 with a 4.5 ERA. On the other side, Justin Verlander has returned from being out for over 2 months. He's coming in 3-2 with a 4 ERA, but all of those starts were earlier in the year. JD, good game today between the Red Sox and Astros. It's an early game at 2 o'clock Eastern first pitch. What do you like about this one?
Yeah, as far as Cooper Criswell goes, we actually talked about him in our last show, and we were fading him.
Yep.
And he pitched for 3 innings, I actually believe, and he ended up giving up 6 runs. I'm pretty sure the O's that game they ended up scoring 10 runs.
12-10 final.
Okay, yes. So, that was an easy win for us. So today I'm kind of looking to go kind of the same way back to that. I'm looking to fade him. Also, again, I don't think that he's going to pitch for very long. And this Red Sox bullpen, as actually everybody knows, has not been doing well. Over the last 14 days, they have an ERA of 7.23. Obviously, that is actually not good. And then we have actually Verlander is actually back today. To start the season, he really hasn't been pitching that great. Hadn't been that bad, but actually for him though, it hasn't been great.
Absolutely.
He has had a few rehab starts, and they actually look like they've done well. So with him, looks like he's on his way back. But then the Astros bats, though, over the past 14 days, they have been hitting very well.
Oh, yeah.
As far as last 14 days, as far as batting average, they're actually hitting 281. Their actually OPS is 847, which that's actually second in the league. And then they have a WRC plus of 137. Which is first in the league. And as far as the WRC plus, people don't know much about it. That number is absolutely crazy. That's just crazy high.
Yeah.
And then as far as the bullpen, the Astros bullpen has actually been doing really well. You can get the money line right now at around minus 145. So I am loving that.
Well, JD, as I always ask you on the show after we review a game, is that an official play? Is there more to come in best bets, or is that just a lean for now?
That is just a lean for actually now.
All right. Well, I'll go into it, guys. I do have an official play. I like the over here. JD put it perfectly. What's going on with the Red Sox? They do have it's essentially going to be a bullpen game. Cooper Criswell does not go deep into games. He's 5-4 with a near 5 ERA. So JD broke that down beautifully. And when you take a look at how some of these guys have done against Verlander, Rafi Devers has 2 hits against him in his career, but he has 2 homers against not against him, it's against Verlander. So on both sides here, both teams have hit the opposing pitcher. They don't know what they're doing here, and I do think we're going to see a lot of runs in this ball game. The line currently is sitting at 8.5 for the over, and I'm definitely playing that. It's kind of similar to what we did last time Criswell started. JD broke that down in the beginning. When they go to the bullpen, we all know what this Red Sox bullpen is. They're not one of the best bullpens in baseball, and that's putting it lightly. They have been taxed. They've pitched a lot of innings as of late as well. So I really think we're going to see some runs being put up when the bullpen gets out there. It may be a slow start. we say that a lot on this show too. It may take a little while for the runs to start pouring in, but once they start pouring in, I do think we will see them in a good amount and in abundance, and we will get this over. And that is going to be an official play for me, over 8.5. JD, let's move right on to the second game that we're breaking down for the day. We have the Diamondbacks who are visiting the Marlins. D-backs are pitching Jordan Montgomery. He's 8-6 with a 6.25 ERA. Interesting stats for Jomo this year. On the other side, Roddery Munoz. Munoz is coming in 2-7 with a near 6 ERA. JD, not the greatest pitching matchup here. Are you targeting a total, targeting a side? What do you like in this game?
There's a few different ways I think you could go here. Just as far as like overs go, are actually all probably good plays. But as far as the Diamondbacks actually team total over, there's where I'm going to go. As far as Munoz goes, to me this is a straight fade of actually him. His last 5 starts, he's given up 6, 2, 6, 3, and then 5 runs. And then as far as the actual like D-backs bats, that they're actually like another team these past 14 days doing very well. They're batting 263, their OPS is 851, and their WRC plus is at a 137. So once again, those numbers are very high. And as far as in the entire league, that actually OPS is ranked first, and the WRC plus is actually ranked second in the league. Yeah. So for this one, you can get their first 5 team total over 2.5 at actually -105, and that's another one that I absolutely love.
I like that as well. I like your angle that you're taking on that game. Question for you. So the D-backs have won the first 2 games of the series. This is the last game of the series. Do you take into account the sweep factor? Do you think the Marlins will get one, or do you think they get swept? When you bet games that a team is leading 2-0 going into the final game of the series, is it make you more inclined to bet, let's say, the Marlins because they've lost the first 2 games, and it is really hard to sweep a series in the Major League Baseball? So does that make you do anything with that?
Normally, yes. Because actually, yeah, just actually like you said, it is like really hard to actually like sweep a team.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing this the way that I am. Because I think the Marlins themselves probably actually can score here. I just don't trust them actually quite as much. So actually, like that's why I'm going, the actual way
Absolutely. I respect it. I'm taking a similar approach. I think you guys know already where I'm going to be going with this one, kind of with the way I asked questions and started with this game. I love the over in this spot. Jordan Montgomery has been an absolute gas can this year. There's no other way to put it. The guy was supposed to be a big-time acquisition at the end of the free agent window right before the season, and it just has not panned out. On the other side is Munoz. Do we really need to talk about Munoz? We know what he's done with his 2-7 record and his 6 ERA. If the Diamondbacks get their bats hot early, this game is going to soar over. I think JD's play of the over, I think it's over 2.5, you said, for the first 5 for the D-backs. That should have no problem cashing in this one. I really do think we are going to see a ton of runs in this game, and I think the D-backs are going to do the bulk of the scoring. I have been taking the D-backs in the course of this series, but as I asked you the question, when a team is on the verge of sweeping, do I like to take that team? And the answer is no. The D-backs are 34-30 on the road this year. They haven't exactly been the best team all year. They've had a lot of letdown games, and this seems like a spot that they may end up losing. However, I do think we are going to see a good amount of runs here. We should see them early. We should see them often, and I think we'll both be able to cash our plays rather easily. Yet again, this is an official play from me. JD, let's keep it moving right along. Next game we have on the slate, to me, might be the best game that we have on the day. It is probably the best pitching matchup between the Phillies and the Braves. This is the first night game that we're covering. In this one, guys, we have Aaron Nola starting for the Phillies. He's 11-6 with a 3.45 ERA. On the other side, Max Fried, the big lefty, 7-7, 3.62 ERA. And JD, when I look at the ERAs, one of these guys has an 11-6 record with a 3.5 ERA. Fried is 7-7 with also basically a 3.5 ERA. So one of these guys is getting run support when he goes out there, and the other one isn't. JD, start us off. What do you like in the Phillies and the Braves today?
Yeah, these Phillies and Braves, actually both these teams, I haven't had a good read on them. Probably the past actually like a couple weeks now. But after saying that, there is a play in actually this game that I really like. Nola and Fried, over the past few starts, they actually haven't really looked actually that That actually great. Um, then if you look at the offenses here versus Nola and Freed, they they actually both profile very well. Um, some of the numbers some of these guys have are very good. Um, then when you just look at the offenses just as a whole, um, over the past over the past 14 days, both of the offenses are in the top six in actually each the batting average, OPS, and I believe in WRC plus also. Um, then with the runners in actually scoring position, the Phillies are actually batting 308. Um, that is also over the past 2 weeks, and the Braves are actually batting 274. Um, so both of these offenses are actually doing well currently. They both match up against the other team well. Then if you look at the bullpens over the past 2 weeks, they're actually ranked either 25th or actually worse.
Yep.
Um, so for me, you're getting two big names here. Um, and normally with these names that actually like this would be an underlook. And I think that's why we're getting the actual number we actually are here. But if you take the names out, and then as far as just numbers, you just look at just straight stats. To me, this is a simple overplay. And you can get the over at actually 7.5.
Yep. And JD, you know how I feel about these overs. It's in between the 6 and 8 range. You know how I feel about those overs. I love taking low total overs, and this is definitely a spot. I agree with you. It's a little difficult for me to take the over here because I've taken 2 straight overs in the first 2 games. They've both been official plays, but I have to do it again. I'm sorry, guys. We are taking the over here as well. JD put it perfectly. If you put any other names on these two pitchers and you just put their raw stats, their raw data, this line shouldn't be where it is, especially when both of these teams have explosive offenses. You know, on any given night, the Braves can go off for 10 to 15 runs, and the same for the Phillies. And it doesn't even really matter who's pitching when their offense gets hot. These teams can hit, they can hit off good pitchers, and they can really get it going. One thing I wanted to ask you as well, JD, if you look at this when looking at a series. So this will be the 8th game between the Braves and the Phillies this season, and currently the Braves lead the season series 5-2, which is a little odd because the Phillies have been the best team in baseball, and their record has shown it with a 73-52 record. Do you take into account looking at that, saying maybe the Braves have the Phillies number this year, and I'm not going to take their side because they just haven't been able to get through them?
I look at that some. I really like to take it actually game by game. There's just me. I like to look at each game as actually just a separate thing and actually look at those game stats. But when you get a larger sample size, though, and if the Braves keep on beating them, and then it gets a little bit deeper, then actually, yeah, that would be something where I would definitely say the Braves just match up well.
They have, and it's just one of those things where they've done well against them in the past too, in recent seasons, not just this season. The Braves have done well against the Phillies. To me, that I do take that into account. I didn't really want to take the Phillies on the side this year because they have not done that well against this Braves team. I understand that you look at an individual matchup, but these are two powerhouse teams. They see each other all the time, and it just to me seems like the Braves have their number this year. I'm not fully comfortable taking a side here, but for the third time in 3 games, I absolutely love the over, and I do think it's going to cash. Quickly though, JD, in the comments, Romance Ray is saying he loves the under. Braves are missing a lot of key bats. You're not wrong there. It's just one of those numbers we're seeing that 7.5 go over a lot. And if you watch this show frequently, you see me anytime we see a line in between that 6 to 7.58. I usually talk about the over in some way. And during the summer, the ball does travel. We know in the good weather, the ball tends to go further. There are more runs on average per game. And I do think this is going to be another game that we do see it over. Respect your opinion, though, Ray. We appreciate you commenting and chiming in on the game. If anyone else has any other comments, wants to know anything, drop them. We're always monitoring the chat. We're here to help you guys any way we can. JD,
sorry. But yeah, and actually, Ray, I actually never like to talk like anybody off a certain game. I mean, actually, like if you have a play that you like and you have reasons for that, I actually definitely never want to talk anyone off.
Absolutely.
I will go ahead and say this is my biggest play of the day, though.
Uh-oh.
And actually, this is going to be a best bet. So
Okay, so let it out early. He's letting it out early. This is going to be a best bet for JD. And JD, we don't even need to tell the people how you've done on your best bets on this show. If you've watched even one episode of this show since we've been live, you know how JD's done. This guy has not missed his best bets. Make sure you guys are following him. Make sure you guys are tuned in. And make sure you guys join the Moneyball Metrics Discord. JD has been dropping an unbelievable amount of free play winners. What's the record at right now, JD?
We're at 32-10.
32-10. Are you kidding me? 32-10, guys. Join the Discord. It's free. You're getting plays, and they are cashing. Tap in there, and you have access to me and JD as well. JD, let's keep it moving right along to another good game that we have on the slate today. We have the Brewers, who are going to St. Louis and taking on the Cardinals. Pitching for the Brewers today is Tobias Myers. Myers is coming in 6-5 with a 2.81 ERA. On the other side, we have Kyle Gibson, 7-5 with a 4.26 ERA. Gibson hasn't been that great this year, JD. What do you think about this matchup? Have you backed Gibson this year? Have you faded him? And who do you like overall in this one?
As far as Gibson goes, no, I have not backed him actually one time this year. This is a game I kind of wanted to talk out a little bit. Like, is this like the biggest trap game actually like ever here? I don't really get this line. I've been telling people a bunch of stats today. So for this game, I'm just going to lay off of actually the stats. But I will say that the Brewers are actually better in actually every way.
100%.
So from starter, bullpen, the offense, I mean, they're just better in every way. The Brewers have been playing great ball. And actually, like as far as those actually winning streaks goes, we've actually talked about it. We actually want to play on those.
Yep.
And the Cardinals not been playing great. I think they're 2-8 in their actual last 10 games. So this is either the biggest trap or this is the biggest gift. Ever.
And what do we know? And what do we know about gambling? What do we know? Are there ever free gifts in the gambling world? And the answer is no. JD, you see me say this on the show all the time. If it walks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, what is it? It's a duck. So this game just doesn't make any sense. You put it perfectly. The Brewers are coming in, I believe, 6. Yeah, they've won 6 games in a row. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are coming in 2-8. They've lost 4 out of 5. And they won the first game in the series. Do we really think the Brewers are going to go down 2-0? It just doesn't make the Cardinals will go down 2-0. The line just doesn't make sense. And as we say, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And this is exactly a game I am staying away. Is there any lean on the total for you, JD? Because for me, this is just a sheer stay away. For me, there's so many better options today that I'm not going to take any action on this one.
The total, I really think is about right. I don't have a lean there. But the Brewers, they may be the squarest play ever today. But but I like have to play them. Just nothing about this game points to the Cardinals at all. And I know I should actually stay off, but I just can't.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So are you going to officially take it?
Yeah.
Wow, I respect you for it. We're going to be back tomorrow, a little sneak peek for everyone. So we will definitely recap this one and see if it walked like a duck, talked like a duck, and quacked like a duck, which I think it may, but I definitely understand why you would take it. This Brewers team has been so good. I know they're missing a bunch of guys. I believe Yelich is out as well, but they just keep getting it done. They keep winning. They have a 73-52 record. JD, did you have any idea when the season started that this Brewers team, when we sit here right now at the end of August, at a 73-52 record, one of the top teams in baseball? I just didn't see it.
No.
They have an 11-game lead over Chicago for the second place in the NL Central. To me, it's crazy. Good for them. They continue getting it done. I'll have no action, so I'll be rooting for you, JD, and let's keep it moving right along. We're coming up to our final breakdown of the day, guys. We do have the Angels who are visiting the Royals. In this matchup for the Angels, they're pitching Johnny Cueto. Have no stats on him, so it appears it is his first start of the year. On the other side, the Royals midseason trade deadline acquisition, and Michael Lorenzen is starting for them. He's 6-6 with a 3.68 ERA. He has been good. But this Royals team is back at home, and they did have a brutal loss last night. They did lose 9-5 at home to a team they really should have won. Royals 39-26 at home. JD, do they get it right today, or is the price accurate and you don't want to touch anything on the Royals?
Yeah, that game last night, I actually was on them, and I don't know what to say. That game just pissed me off
Me too. Me
in
too.
so many ways. Just yeah, the bullpen, just how, just everything, just how. I mean, yeah, like I'm just gonna stop talking about it. But yeah, today I have to go back and back them in some way though. This is actually Johnny Cueto's first start of the year.
Yep.
Um, if you go back to previous seasons, um, he hasn't been a straight fade every game for me. There are definitely certain spots I actually like to fade him. And tonight, that is definitely what we are going to do. This is his first start here in national majors, um, but he made a few starts. I believe it was over in Salt Lake, and he honestly did not look very good. His actual numbers are not very good. If you look at this Royals offense, though, we all know the Royals offense at actually home. We actually love to back them there.
Absolutely.
You look at just raw stats just over the past 14 days, though. They are batting 294, which is actually ranked first.
Very good.
They have an OPS of 824, which is ranked third. And they have a WRC plus of 127, which is actually ranked fourth. With actually runners in actually scoring position over the past 14 days, they are batting 333.
That's on fire.
That is nuts.
Yep.
So given that and just doing a straight Johnny Cueto fade here, I'm taking the Royals first five team total over 2.5.
You find a lot of good value on those first five team totals, if I can get my words out. But I definitely like that angle from you. What do you think potentially about the run line for the Royals today? Do you think they're going to have a big bounce back spot where they put up a ton of runs and they really get all after them? The series is 1-1. Each team has won a game. This is the final match of the series. Do the Royals win it too? What do you think?
They should. Honestly, I focus so much just on the Johnny Cueto side. Who's pitching for the Royals today? It's
For the Royals today, it is Michael Lorenzen, 6-6 with a 3.6 ERA.
No, he's had I forgot how many starts he's had with the Royals now. I think it's 3.
I think it's 3 or 4, yeah.
And he's done well. But he is due to actually get hit though. So that's why I just can't back him. So as far as the Royals offense, I'm actually just going to stick there.
Okay, I respect that. And guys, I'll give my play. I wish JD had a different answer because it would have backed up my play a little bit more, but it's fine. I will get us there. And guys, we are taking the run line on the -1.5 at +120. Like I did ask JD, I do see this Royals team really getting out and getting a lot of runs early here. Johnny Cueto's been in a gas can. I mean, there's no other way to say it. The last couple of years, I've loved fading this guy. His velocity is down significantly. His control is not where it used to be. And you're going up against a team that absolutely smashes the ball at home right now. If Bobby Witt was able to replicate his home stats to his away stats, he'd be the favorite for MVP over Aaron Judge, who's having a historic season. But he is home. He's batting over 340 at home, and this team should be able to put up a ton of runs. I absolutely love the Royals tonight. Give me their run line at -1.5 at +120. JD, before we get into best bets, we do have to shout out our boy Nick Castrucci. He hasn't missed a show. He's been in every one. The streak is still alive. We appreciate you tuning in as you always do, Nick. It's greatly appreciated. But JD, it's about that time. The people are here. There's a little over 700 people here right now. They want to hear our best bets. So let's dive right into it, JD. For once, we're going to let you kick it off. What do you got for the people today?
Okay. Let's go. Let's give one in the afternoon game. Let's go to the Red Sox and the Astros. The Astros, I actually really like them here this afternoon. Yeah, they have the advantage of pretty much everywhere. You can actually get their money line right now as low as -129.
Yeah.
So yes, I absolutely love that. And then my other best bet, you already know, going to go to the Phillies and Braves. We're going to take the over 7.5 there at -115.
Love that. All right, let's get into mine, JD. I got 3 of them for the people today. I got 2 totals, and I have a run line. You know what the run line is, guys. We're taking those Royals on the -1.5. Get that at +120. Some good value there. My other 2 plays, Red Sox Astros over 8.5 at -110. We went over the reasons why. The Astros bats have been clicking. I think they're going to get that done. And the final over is going to be the over in that D-backs Marlins game, 8.5 as well. You get that at -120 at the moment. I really think Montgomery is going to give up some runs to the Marlins, and the Marlins are definitely going to be able to get some runs off Montgomery. JD, any last-minute tennis locks? Anything else for the people today before we get out of here?
Let's see in tennis really quick.
Let's see what you got. You've been on fire with these tennis locks, bro. I need a lock from you in tennis as well. Putting it out there, I don't cap tennis for everyone out there. JD is my tennis guy, so feed me and feed the people.
You know, I wish I could. I just looked at it. We have a money line I gave out at -140 last night. He's currently sitting at -225.
Well, that's some good CLV, huh?
So that's great CLV, but I cannot give that out as a play now. So.
No, definitely not. But you gave it out last night. That's why you people need to be in the Moneyball Metrics Discord. Find the Discord link. It's free to join, guys. You can get it on the Moneyball Metrics page. It's in the description. Tap the link up there. Find all of our different ways you can find us. Get in there. Come win with us. And JD, we'll be back tomorrow. I appreciate the show today.
Yes, sir. It was
all
great.
right. Good luck, everybody. Let's cash all our bets. Peace!